Hi, my name is Emily Rotenberg, and I traveled to Costa Rica this past summer with IVHQ through Maximo Novell, and I volunteered in a nursing home in Cartago, Costa Rica, where I mainly was in charge of taking patients' heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen levels, as well as taking care of them in the sense of just keeping them company and talking to them, playing games with them. Some of my favorite memories include playing dominoes with some of them and chatting with one of the women that stayed there. She was actually a Holocaust survivor, and that is near and dear to my heart because my grandfather is also a Holocaust survivor. But it was really interesting because it was a Catholic nursing home. So the bottom line is during the war, she converted to Catholicism in order to protect herself. But I really bonded with her during my time in Cartago, and every day we would hop on the bus. It was about an hour and a half ride to the nursing home bus station. So we would walk all the way to there, and we would arrive, take some blood pressures and whatnot, and then hang out with them for a little bit. But it was really special. A few times I had the opportunity to work with the physical therapists along with helping facilitate the exercises for some of the men and women. That was my first time actually assisting a physical therapist, and he was an amazing guy, super educated, and really helpful in the sense that he was just willing to let us help in any fashion. So that was a nice experience for me. And then also the nurses had us feeding the men and women that were not able to feed themselves. So that was interesting. I didn't really know what to expect, but I definitely got a spoon whacked out of my hand, but that was okay. And another thing that was really interesting and fun for me during my time volunteering was spending time preparing food in the kitchen with all of the staff. At first, the first week, I didn't have that opportunity because the dietitian and nutritionist wasn't there. But I finally had the opportunity to, and it was amazing and eye-opening. It was quite interesting, though, to me to see that there weren't as many sanitary conditions, but it was amazing to see all of the cultural food that they had. So you would see a whole bunch of videos coming up, but all the pictures that you've seen so far have just been throughout my experience. I just was taking pictures, and on the weekends we would travel to each coast. So on the first weekend we went to the Pacific side to Manuel Antonio, and then we went to the Caribbean side to Puerto Viejo, and we had a great time. It was nice and relaxing, and we even stayed at some hostels, which was a really nice experience as well. I would say the most valuable take-home message I learned during my travel was honestly being able to bring to life the fact of the American dream and just realizing how amazing America is, and the fact that my sister and I, because we traveled together, were able to come back home and just had that option. That was just like a breakthrough, connect the dots, eye-opening experience. As we were driving to the airport, I was looking in San Jose and just seeing all the poverty and the poor living conditions that I just really made me sad. And I know they exist in all over Los Angeles and all over San Diego. But at the same time, they don't have the resources that are available to them. So I think the take-home message I learned during my travel was just the beauty of America, really. and all of the resources that are available to everyone. The most impactful experience I had and participated in and witnessed was definitely helping in the kitchen at the nursing home. I really enjoyed my time in there working with the staff. I'm not fluent in Spanish, so that was a little bit of a struggle for me, but I still really was able to communicate with them through a lot of hand gestures, as well as my broken Spanish from high school. But that definitely made an impact on me because it helped me realize how important it is to be able to communicate with other people in another language. So if I were to learn another language, it would definitely be Spanish, just because how it is so relevant in our world today. So another question that I want to address is what I learned about my host country and what I want others to know. So something that was really impressive to me was the term pura vida. It's a saying that means pure life, and everyone would say it no matter where you were. Doesn't matter if you were meeting for the first time, you were in the market, or even if you wanted to park in a parking lot, but they were trying to rip you off, they would just say pura vida. So it was just a very interesting way to see how that saying was just appropriate in any situation, and it was honestly a reminder that life is beautiful and pure life all day long, every day. So why is a global perspective important? A global perspective is extremely important because it gives you an understanding of the background that people go through, and it also influences how we do health, because in order to communicate with other people from other countries, we have to understand where they're coming from and what they have experienced in the foods that they have access to and their resources and the healthcare. So it's really important to have a global perspective to understand that it's not just one cookie cutter fit. Another important and interesting difference I observed during my being in Costa Rica, well, I mentioned the Pura Vida aspect of it, but another thing was definitely the hospitality and the simplicity of food. That was a really nice thing to see. I wouldn't say that it was necessarily super interesting with the simplicity, but it was definitely important, and I personally find it interesting. But to other people, it may not be so much. But that's pretty much it. I had an amazing time in Costa Rica, and I hope this video and voice recording really shines some light on my experience. I know that my voice recording didn't match up with all the photos, but I really just wanted to get in all of the presentation components to make sure everybody understood what my perspective was on my whole trip. So thank you for your time. Please enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you. Bye-bye. So there's a few more things actually that I wanted to share with you about my travels. So you may have seen a few random pictures of someone that may have looked like my brother, may have looked like my sister, and actually my future sister-in-law. So funny little story, that picture is us all huddled in their hotel room for one night. Just by coincidence, we ended up being in Costa Rica at the same time, and we ended up being able to meet in Manuel Antonio for the day. That's them there. And, well, my brother proposed to her, so that was really an amazing experience, and there was so much excitement while we were there, and just chatting with everybody like outside of Costa Rica. That's my family, to tell them what was going on. And then a few days later, we had the opportunity to spend the day with them and go into the national park. So that was just a great time all in itself. And then also I had a few other pictures of a group of students that I was with. They were medical students that I was working at the nursing home with for the first part of the trip. And they honestly were so amazing, and I really made a great connection with each and every one of them. And I'm to be honest, I know I already said to be honest, but it really made me excited to become a dietitian soon, because I really want to work in the clinical setting, and that was just a nice little kind of preview, I guess, of what it will look like. Not exactly, but just being around people with a common mindset was just a really great feeling. But yeah, so it's all been great, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you for your time. Bye.